During the month of November, Patron XO Cafe Dark will donate 30 cents for every view to episode 1 of The Intervention. So please like, subscribe and share episode 1 to help Movember.
On tonight's show, Alex Retief talks fancy French words, Max Kasperink flips out with the European Bartender School, Haylee milkshakes Morison gets censored, and Luke Hanzlicek gives Swedish backpackers visa support. Marty O'Sullivan takes the chair. It's a Euro intervention.
Tonight's intervention is asking the question, how much influence does European products and services have on the Australian market and primarily the bar scene? How much influence has the French products and the French drinks and the champagne or the fizz as it's called in Australia had on Australia and the Australian market? And where do you think it's going to go now and into the future?
Just in very general terms, in the winemaking sort of sense, I lived and worked in Bordeaux for a couple of years. France in general obviously has a lot softer wines than Australia does. And our whole Australian market at the moment is heading towards that softer, more subtle approach to wine and winemaking. Gone are the days of the big Barossa Shiraz winning a lot of the awards. It's now heading towards the more sort of the softer Cote style, and we've got a nice little one here that we'll be trying later on. But in general, you look at all of the sort of French winemaking areas, they've always been the sort of the pinnacle of wine in a way. And the Australian market is heading towards that in terms of a winemaking sense. So we're making a lot softer, more approachable, easier drinking wines that people don't have to have the big steak with to enjoy.
Interesting. Now Max, obviously being from Europe yourself.
Indeed so, Sweden.
I'm glad you got rid of that backpack and you're here with us in the studio right now. You've come from all the way from the other side of the world. You've trained all the way through Europe, and now you're here in Australia with the European Bartending School.
Indeed so.
How are you seeing the trend here in Sydney towards training, and how's the Australian bartending community or even the general community accepted, and how is the school going, because you've only just set up?
It is a new school, it is. We've been running it for 1 year, or just a little bit over 1 year. First of all, it's our most popular destination for the school at the moment. We're building a new centre and everything for them to come to. Within
Australia, European bartenders are very much known for what I call juggling or flair.
There you go.
And flair has its place in certain venues, but also there's a little bit of a backlash against flair because people think of it as a little bit old hat.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it adds theatre and show.
It does, and that's one thing. When I got here, I expected that from the Sydney market. I did just as personal as a bartender. But I do think that the European Bartender School has something to offer, because we have, just like you're saying, a different side of bartending than from what maybe Sydney and Australia is used to. And I think that's very interesting to see when you walk out to bars and nobody flares, nobody does free pour, for example, stuff like that. That's what we offer, and that's, I think, the good thing about us is.
And if people want to find out more information, they can get online?
Yeah, barschool.net. You can get it, you can book the course there, and everything's sorted from that website.
How many trainers do you have?
Depends on where in the world you go.
In Sydney?
Here in Sydney, it's 3 of us at the moment. But it depends on how many students we have. We usually do a ratio 10 students to 1 instructor, so every single student gets enough time from us so they really get trained properly and go through every single step in the course.
And when did you do the course?
I did my course 5 years ago now, and for 5 years I've been working with the school and of course in bars as well around the world. It's teaching something that you're passionate about, talking about like wine for you as well. For me, bartending is amazing, and I love standing in front of 30 guys and saying how much I love what I'm doing.
Now I know Luke's question is going to be, how many Nordic girls do you have there in your class? Because obviously he's going to be looking for a new...
Does anyone need a visa?
What's your unique selling point in the fact that a bartender can literally just go into a job and they can learn all the basics and actually make cocktails, and they can get paid while they're doing it, but what's your difference that they can go sit the course and they're actually paying to take the course?
The interesting thing is that it's so intense. Over these 19 days, the guys do over 2,000 cocktails. That is a lot of that's just cocktail. That's not pouring beer or doing vodka lime sodas. That's actual cocktails, which is more than a lot of bartenders do per year almost. So what we do is that, or what we say is that these 19 days, we compare it to having 6 months, 8 months experience out with a real bar. Bam, bam, bang into it. It really is. And I think it's the biggest selling point for us.
We're here for the product testing. Now, no pressure to Lucas and Haylee, but you've got 30 seconds, so hurry up.
All right. So yeah, pretty much from what we've heard about the EBS so far, I've always been very impressed with it, and I thought they've done great work. And it's good to have another sort of thing coming into Sydney where bartenders can get trained outside of work. That seems like it's going to be more applicable to real world situations.
How many countries have you got?
For the moment, we got schools in 12 different countries and with 16 schools altogether.
Okay, yeah. Because obviously...
I wasn't finished!
What she wanted to say was, and she wants to work with beautiful Dutch
Yes.
men. Swedish! The European Bar School courses in Australia are priced at $1,850 for the 19-day course. For more details, please go online to barschool.net. We'll be back.
In case you've been hiding under a rock, November is the month where we help change the face of men's health.
Men's health means to me, my testicles.
Men's health means to me, sunscreen.
Getting checkups, talking about it.
Men's health means to me 3 days in a week where I don't drink any alcohol.
Movember challenges men to grow a moustache for 30 days of November.
It's better to be healthy than not, boys.
So go to the doctor and cough.
Thereby changing their appearance and the face of men's health.
And this means bringing into the open prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and the big daddy of them all, mental health.
And even mole sisters can join in the cause. This is what happens when you're not a real man.
Don't hide it. Whip it out, get it looked at.
Because we're all happy when we're getting some.
So get your Mo on.
Please support your local Movember bar team this November.
During the month of Movember, Patron XO Cafe Dark will donate 30 cents for every view to episode 1 of The Intervention. So please like, subscribe and share episode 1 to help Movember.
And go to movember.com for more details.
So where we're at now is we need to find out a little bit more about wine, and French wine in particular. So Alex, what bottle have you got? What are we drinking?
So what we've got here today, Marty, is a Cote de Rhone, little Cote de Rhone, 2011 vintage from Le Combe Sauveur. Oui, oui, oui. Nice little red wine. Very, very well priced. $11.78. Just under $12. And that's for the single bottle price as well. Easy drinking, palate friendly, and
female friendly. That's the big thing.
Female friendly, and best of all, when you go to a barbecue and someone goes, "What do you got there?" and you go, "Le Combe Sauveur." It'll be exactly.
Impress the boys.
Impress the boys and the girls. It'll impress anyone.
Now, speaking of impressing anybody, Haylee, what do you think of the drink?
The fact that you can't say it just sounds amazing because you're like, oh yeah. I haven't tried it yet.
Well, you better try it. I want your opinion here.
I'm not ready for my 30 minutes. For looks, you know? I am here for exactly. Yeah. Well, you still can't see us on camera.
Oh, what do we think?
Bit of a slurp, bit of an egg. Come on.
I'm a heavy Shiraz drinker. I don't really know much about French wines. It's not really my preference. If I go into a bottle shop, I'll always go for Australian big Shiraz drinking.
Tell me what you think that variety
But
is.
to be honest, isn't it? It's a GSM. Yeah. Just let me think. It's a GSM. No. But it's very palatable. It's easy drinking, and it's
definitely what
still got that spice to it.
Yeah, and it's definitely what I would call a great barbecue wine. You know, you're talking hot days, a lot of meat, a lot of fun, a lot of friends, and something different.
Yeah. And Luke, what do you think?
I'm on the same boat with the barbecue. Perfect. Like, I'm sure Marty can vouch for having many different types of meat at once, and you want something. You want something that's going to go well. Personally, I think the Rhone blends are becoming really popular in Australia.
Yeah.
Put a bit of like Tempranillo in there as well, and you know they're really becoming one of the more popular ones, especially at my bar.
Yeah.
The GSM or GTSM blends are and very versatile.
And Max, do you think if someone brought that bottle in, you could flare it?
I'll flare with it, no problem at all. But I'm gonna bring one bottle back home tonight.
So, we've heard from Max, we've heard from the wonderful Alex Retief. Now let's see what they can do with the 30-second challenge. Come on!
I do appreciate it, and as much as I could smash it back, I would like to just sit on it and enjoy it. So it's
Are we talking about the wine? Or exactly. Now, Haylee, talking about smashing it back and sitting on it. What's your point? The French wine cellar in Australia has great retail prices ranging from $8.50 upwards. For more information, please go online to thefrenchcellar.com.au. Well, it's come to that time of the night when we have to say goodbye, or that time in the afternoon, or that time in the middle of the day. Well, who knows what time it is. But it's come to the end of the year of intervention. Max, and that wonderful shirt that he's wearing today, and everyone loves a bit of mustard. Please, take yourself up, keep your pants on, and make us a drink.
All right, guys, I'm gonna make you one of my absolutely favorite drinks through our history, and that is the Daiquiri. How many of you guys like the Daiquiri? Here we go. Here we go, guys. Ready? Yeah. Whoa! Swedish ready, isn't it? Denmark, Sweden, ain't it? Whoop. It's on its way. Oh, hey. And it's not a Daiquiri without that beautiful lime juice in it. Or on the lime. Mexican elbow. Why do they call it a Mexican elbow? I don't understand it. Come on, people, innit?
So it's at this point and that time of the day, and I say au revoir.
Cheers, guys.